Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, 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 Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKudash, double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth, who rule well and teach well with much diligence. Peace, love, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, kings and priests who are out there bringing out this word in all sincerity and in all truth. Brother Mawan from the Great Millstone Branch, Los Angeles, Southern California camp, high desert region, back here with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Signs of the Times, War, Famine, Pestilence, and Natural Disasters by Michael Snyder from the Economic Collapse blog. I'm going to get right into it. Just another news update, concerning the times that we in, or what's happening around the world. Just a few little things. Just give further warning, that we are in these times, and that to never sleep, on the current events, because this is the spirit of prophecy, war, famine, pestilences, earthquakes, natural disasters, uproars of the people. This is what Yahweh Shai spoke to us about what will be happening in the last days before his return. So get right into it. Lord, and this is edifying, and close it out this morning. It's 6:15 a.m. Today's date is the 3rd of May Day. So let's get into it. It says, people keep acting as if we're living in normal times, but the truth is that these are not normal times at all. And when was it ever normal? All right, it's always been a bizarre era, bizarre years. It's never been a thing like normal. But in this case, before the slamdemic happened, that's what they consider not normal, because unprecedented biblical proportion events, weathers, situations has been happening year after year. So people have enormously bias. They don't want to look at the events going on and see that there's a divine power causing these natural disasters and things to happen. But let's keep going. It says, we're in the midst of a perfect storm. Most people in the general population don't seem to realize this, while the mainstream media is endlessly focused on political drama. Our world is being deeply troubled by war, economic problems, food shortages, nightmares, pestilences, and terrifying natural disasters. But as bad as things are at this moment, I am entirely convinced that they're about to get a whole lot worse. I would like to start by talking about war. The IDF is preparing to conduct an operation in Rafah, and that could cause the entire Middle East to erupt in flames. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pledging that his forces will eventually move in, no matter how negotiations for a temporary ceasefire with Hamas goes. Meanwhile, we just learned that Israel has conducted airstrikes on the outskirts of Damascus. And this is, as the scriptures say, concerning Israel, will be the least of the flock to draw America out into the war of Armageddon. This is Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So Israel, all right, the small hats, they're going to be the ones that draw America into this World War III, all right, because they're the ones that's in the Middle East causing up trouble, and America's a big warfare state, okay, to Israel, all right. So whatever, if they cause a war, America's going to basically be drawn right into it, and they're aggravating Russia, they're aggravating Iran, they're aggravating the whole Middle East over there. This guy, if the war stops over there, he's going to get brought up on war charges, So in order for him to bypass those war crimes, he has to stay in office and there has to be a war. You think this man want to go to jail? All right, because they already got warrants out here for his arrest and all that for crimes against humanity. This man is literally killing more people than Hitler, man. So this is the devil. These Edomites are the devil, man. You know, they're not the chosen. All right, but it goes on to say what Israel did about the attacks on Damascus aircraft. It says Israeli aircraft have reportedly attacked a location on the outskirts of the Syrian capital of Damascus late Thursday, a security source told Reuters. While there has been no immediate confirmation via Syrian state media, widely circulated images have emerged on social media showing plumes of smoke rising high over buildings which were struck. It is just a matter of time before all out war erupts in the region. Speaking of all out war, French President Emmanuel Macron is warning that French troops could be sent to Ukraine if Russian forces break through the Ukrainian front lines. And that's going to happen. All right. And America, all right, France is a part of NATO. All right. And NATO was set up to combat Russia. Now, if France sends in their troops, Poland sends in their troops, that's going to further escalate this war. All right, it's not going to die down. You know, this is what the Lord has purposed. He said his determination is to gather the nations, that I may pour upon them my indignation. Let's get that determination. My determination is to gather the nations. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, and to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Because out there in the Middle East, that's the hot spot where all these nations were going to gather for WW3, and the Lord is going to judge them there in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the mountain of troops, for Jerusalem's sake. Or they over here thinking they're going to cause this big war, get a big win out of it, but that's going to turn into their demise, because they're not thinking about Yahweh Shai ruling. All right, they're not thinking about the recompense that's prepared for them for the controversy of Zion. You know, for the controversy of Zion, this is why the Lord is setting the pieces on the chessboard in the right places. Because one of these nations, America, NATO, they're going to make the wrong move. And Israel is the leader of that right now. You see what this man is doing. It says, those that have been following the war closely know that the Russians are already breaking through the front lines in several areas along the Eastern Front. Like, you just go on YouTube and look at how Russia just blew up that convoy, NATO convoy, that package that was supposed to go to Ukraine. They just blew that shit up. You know, all that 95 billion, all that money that's being sent, just keep getting blown right up. Right on American television. You know, and you're funding this war, you Americans, but you're so off Molly and Percocets and so worried about going to work and being in a rat race and funding these bread and circuses, worried about these games. You're not thinking about this war. All right, you don't think it come as a national threat, because all it takes is for America to blame something on Russia, blame something on Iran, and that's it. You know, it says, so will Macron make good on his threat? If so, that will put us literally one step away from nuclear conflict. All throughout history, large-scale wars have been accompanied by famine. For now, we still have plenty of food to eat in the Western world, but it is far different story in the poorest areas of the planet. And don't get too happy, because the days of abundance is already over with. These crops are getting set on fire. Farmers are getting put down, sold out. um, all around the world. You got the government implying on farmers of what they should grow and what they should not grow. They got task officers over their crop telling them what to plant, and you know, and they just have a he's manufacturing the famine. Let alone the Heavenly Father has natural disasters. All right, that's breaking up the fields. You got different seasons to where the Lord will flood fields, where He will bring scorching heat. All right, burn crops, send fires, and that's what's going on. Barren lands that won't grow. You know, and this is going on. Let's keep going. It says, for now we still have plenty of food. Or at that part, for example, the famine in Sudan has become so severe that some people are literally eating dirt. There is so little food in some areas of Sudan that people are taking extreme measures to survive. In the Al-Lat refuge camp, they are eating dirt. You know that these motherfuckers eating dirt. Ham. I was stunned when I read that if you were hungry enough where you fill your stomach with dirt, well, Levi, the tribe of Levi, they're so cursed, they're eating mud cakes out there in the island of Haiti. All right, you look at the uproars that's out there going on. All right, but this is now this is becoming more global. Apparently, some desperately hungry people are rolling dirt into a ball and swallowing it with water. That's a famine, man. Hold up. It says, Cook 41 reached the L late in December but has no work and can't feed the family. At times, they go 2 or 3 days without eating. When that happens, Cook said he watches helplessly his wife and children dig holes in the ground with a stick, slide their hands in and grab some soil. Then they roll the soil into a ball, put it in their mouths, and swallow it with water. I keep telling them not to do it, but it is hungry. He said, there's nothing I can do. So these people are eating mud cakes, dirt, yeah, in Sudan, man. Dirt ball with water. That's a famine. You know, there's a famine. The word famine. Matter of fact, let's look this word up real quick. So for further education, famine. So bear with me. It says famine. Famine, person, place, or thing. Famine, starvation. From vulgar Latin, faminia. From Latin, famis, hunger, starvation, famine. All right. Famish, same thing. Verb, action, place, or thing. Cause to hunger. Dearth, scarcity of food. You know, there's some synonyms to it. But that's what it is, starvation. You know, it's a scarcity of resources, water, bread, food, shelter. All right, it's a scarcity of that in the earth. And these are the beginning of sorrows. This is Matthew 24 and 4. And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. We hear wars. We hear rumors of wars. A military draft. The military ranks are low. We need more people to go fight for Ukraine. All right. We need people to stand with Israel. All right. Remember Zelensky was saying a few years back that you American citizens, you will be involved in this war. Your sons and your daughters will fight in this war. These are all rumors of what will happen in the future. And we're not to be troubled by these things because they must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right? It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. And we're reading that right now about the uprises of kingdoms. Look at this big protest that's going on against America, against Benjamin Netanyahu with the Palestinians all around these campuses, which we know they're being funded All right, but that's part of the uproars of the people of not likening America's mistreatment around the world. And all the nations don't like America's mistreatment. Even its own allies don't like its mistreatment. All right, it tells them, stop the war in Israel, some of their nations, right? Um, these Africans get out of here. You had them South Africans making that chant. You got them Iranians talk about death to America. You know, burning the flags, and these nations taking out their top generals, and you know, look at China and America. You know, soon as China invades Taiwan, it's over with. You know, soon as all it takes is the right. It's war on all fronts everywhere. We're reading about the pestilences. You got all these bird flus and earthquakes happening like every week. All verse all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, let me look this word sorrows up. All right, it says sorrows from the Greek G5604, the pain of childbirth, travail pain, birth pains. It says intolerable anguish in reference to the dire calamities proceed at the advent of the Messiah. And that's what's coming. Intolerable anguish is coming. All right. Right now, there's intolerable anguish happening across the seas when you got families eating mud cakes, mud balls, mud pies, water. That's terrible. People are dying. All right. The World Economic Forum Health Organization said that we don't have enough food to feed everybody. So this is the result of it. All right. It says, if you are hungry enough, would you fill your stomach with dirt? Apparently, some desperately hungry people are rolling dirt. Well, I read that, Slakia. In my latest book, I have an entire chapter about the emerging global famine. What we are witnessing now is just the tip of the iceberg compared to what is eventually coming. That's right. I've also been warning that frightening pestilences will break out all over the globe. And right now, we're witnessing an unprecedented outbreak of dengue fever in South America, a pestilence. Right? At this point, more than 4 million cases of dengue fever has been registered in Brazil. So alone so far this year, a dengue fever, and Peru had just declared a nationwide health emergency because cases of dengue fever are rising so rapidly in that nation. So these diseases are spreading. Here in North America, H5N1 has been killing cows, cats, chickens, and turkeys. Now authorities are desperately hoping that it doesn't make the jump to humans. For much more on this, please see my recent article entitled "The Strain of the Bird Flu That is Killing Cats in Texas, Causing Brains, Hemorrhagians, and Blindness." This is crazy. You had that woman, I forgot, she opened like up a can of something, and she ended up getting I forgot what she ended up catching, but it was a disease out of canned food. So we're living in some crazy times, man. There's always a recall on the ground beef, a recall on your granola bars, a recall on. It's always some type of recall because some E. coil has got into the meat, or some has tampered, or the food supply. It says lastly, I would like to talk about the unusual national disasters that we have been experiencing lately. In 2024, Southern California has been getting shaken on a regular basis. Yesterday, it was hit by a 4.1 earthquake. An earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 4.1 has struck near Corona and Riverside County, according to U.S. Geological. The USGS says the earthquake struck at 1:49 p.m., just 5.3 miles from Corona. It was originally reported, a 4.5 magnitude, but was ultimately reduced to 4.1. Overall, there have been 748 earthquakes in California and Nevada within the past 7 days. 748 earthquakes. Do you hear that? Again, and I could just keep reading the same scripture, really. All right. Again, Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. This is the beginning of sorrows. And we're waiting for the big one to hit California. All right. Corona, which from where I live, it's I want to say it's about a good 70, maybe less miles. Okay. Corona is more in the Inland Empire, about 40 miles away from Los Angeles. But these earthquakes is happening in diverse places, here, over here. And 748 earthquakes in 7 days. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. It's just a matter of time before the big one strikes, but at this stage, most of those living in the region have stopped listening to such warnings. It's because every time there's always an earthquake going on. You feel it like, oh, normal. Like it's become so normal. People just like brush it off to where it's like they don't care. Like, they just don't consider the times that they're in. It says it's just a matter of time before the big one strikes, but at this stage, it's a lot, kid. Still early in the morning, man. It says the East Coast has been experiencing unusual seismic activity. On the first day of this month, New Jersey was shaken by a 2.6 earthquake. It says, get the meat off this. More than 42 million people from New York to Connecticut and Philadelphia felt the first quake, and New Jersey residents have been plagued by tremors ever since. Normally, the East Coast is very, very quiet. So what we're seeing right now is definitely quite unusual. Remember, you had that Jake on a live stream. Oh, New York is having an earthquake. New York is having an earthquake. They had that close to 5 point something. Because that doesn't happen out there in the coast like that. So the Lord is this is a diverse place, man. Earthquakes in every different spot of the earth. All right, where it hasn't never been a history of earthquakes at. So this is the Lord's working. This is the Lord's doing. The middle of the nation has not been left out either. In recent days, we have seen tornado after tornado rock the center of the country. For example, the one area in Nebraska was just hit by a tornado that had wind speeds of up to 165 miles per hour. All right, and that's written. That's written here in Isaiah. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord with thunders and storms. Let me see. I haven't bought this one out in a minute. Visited. This is Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. So what happened out there in Nebraska? Tornado, wind speeds of 160 miles per hour. That's the Lord visiting the earth with storms. Okay? Nebraska brothers tell a terrifying tale of feeling a tornado pull their home apart. sucking them out and tossing them with the breeze. Okay, I'm cool to leave for work, Roger Slayton thought to himself Saturday afternoon after Elkhorn, Nebraska's tornado sirens went silent. But they sounded again. A strong EF3 tornado was bearing down on Omaha suburb with 165-mile winds. His friends called him in the car and said, "Get back home, it's going crazy." Roger called his brother Royce and told him to rush home. They planned to get the two dogs and all shelter in the basement. When will people finally start waking up? What we're experiencing is not even close to normal. It seems like almost every new day brings us yet another new crisis or disaster to deal with. And I have a feeling that the pace of events is only going to escalate this year continues to roll. This is the year of extreme shit going down, 2024. We almost in the middle, halfway through the year. The fifth month of the new year, and it's going down in Babylon the Great. So I'm gonna close it out there. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakaha Kodash. Lord willing, this was the edifying lesson. Until the next one, I say Shalom.